Paddy, what was your number one takeaway today, brother?
Number one take was I'm not fucking surprised. You asked for it, Terry, and I shot it straight down the line, mate.
That's how I want it, mate. That's how I want it. Straight to the point. Said it how it is. That's why we get you on.
Dead set. You know how you're going to play from the get-go. I don't know how many times. I reckon I've even said it to you or whoever. You know how you're going to play from the first bounce. And from the first bounce, you can see, obviously, they were told, lower your eyes, but we just don't have the skill execution to tweak the game plan. We don't have the coaching staff to help with that either, which is a major issue.
You know what's an interesting one? Because one thing I hear all year from Teague, even in the preseason, was, these guys are working so hard and I just want them to get the reward for their effort. And I've just started thinking now, as you said that, how hard are they really training? How much pressure are they really putting on themselves at training? Because in any sport that I've ever played, my coach used to always say, you train how you play. And I wonder what kind of pressure they're putting on each other at training. Because
look, we only go off snippets from the social media group. So, but in those snippets, it's literally a 30-second little drill, and then they're on to the next, like, all right, restart another group. So it's sort of like we can't really go off by that, but you can in a sense because the way that we play are in glimpses. So I don't know if they think like, oh, look, I've tried. Let's get the next crew in, and they're in their next line. And I don't know if I'm reading into it a little bit too much like that, but it seems like that we play like that, you know, just because they've finished their job or they think they've finished their job because it's not good enough, let's be honest.
Yeah. Then
it moves on to the next line and think, all right, that's another person's or that's another teammate's problem.
Yeah.
So but it's the same mentality that's been around for 20, 30 years, 20 to 30 years. So going into the game today, regardless if we had Harry or not, I wasn't confident. Yeah. I wasn't confident. So, and when we lost Harry, I just thought, okay, you watch, we've managed always, and yet always is a first emergency. So don't bullshit us. I saw you post in the middle of the week as well saying as soon as Harry was done, it's like we've been lied to throughout the whole year, all this other hoo-ha. But that's the other thing is, so I'm sorry to keep you waiting, Terry. It's almost 2 hours. But always. So he's inexperienced. And yes, it's his first real crack at it this season. But the issue with our club is we're playing him games where he's a 24-year-old, and in good sides, he would be third, fourth, piddle. So he's got his crack after playing probably a handful, half a dozen games in the twos, and in he goes. How does that look for the development? With Ramsey, Honey, and all these other blokes that are coming through. That I agree we don't have the depth there, but how are they thinking in development? They're more than happy to have a kick around in the twos because they've seen what it's like in the seniors, and that's the issue. There's no pressure coming up in from the twos, or we don't have near enough depth. And yes, we've been riddled with injuries, but I know we recruited him as the saviour, Andrew Russell, but since he's been on board, I don't think I've ever seen this amount of injuries or lack of fitness in our playing group in ever. Yeah. So it's like going into today, I was never confident. Seeing from the first bounce, not confident. Larky kicking 6, Weeders in forward line. It's Bolton days. Honestly, it's one of the darkest days in our club's history today because it was a sliding doors open, as a few callers back said before, because it was an opportunity for the coaching staff to say, hey, we're legit here. We can tweak game plans. We can use structure. And it was just none of that. Just none of that, mate. And I know everyone else has been pissed off, but this one's really And it seems like it's almost automatic how pissed off we always are. Yeah.
Good on you, mate. Love ya. Love having you on. I'll speak to you next week.
See you, Terry.
See you, mate.